Hello there, Cancer. It's time for a weekly reading for the week ahead of February 1st through the 7th. I'm Michele B, and I like to create tarot readings for passionate women and feminine individuals. And the masculine is always welcome if they're so inclined to tune in, and I do love their feedback too. I'm just saying, for point of reference, I'm speaking to the ladies. Just saying. Anyway, I try to focus on exciting purpose and abundant prosperity and wonderful romantic love. Those are my three favorite subjects, and so that's where I put my energy into. But I'm just going to flow with whatever cards come out for the week ahead. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Before I go on about the live streaming next week, Pisces and Aquarius got a live stream, but I found out that my microphone is not good. And so by next week, I'll have a fresh microphone and I'll be able to just bing, put the live stream up, and it's going to be way easier for me to get all of this done instead of having to go through all the steps of recording and uploading in order to get the videos out to you guys on a regular basis like this. I'm checking my phone because my little boy's coming over soon for the afternoon. So I got two reversed cards for the coming week, and they're both in the Pentacles. So there's gonna be a little bit of like a feeling of anxiety when it comes to your to your Pentacles. A feeling of anxiety waiting for a new start. I get it. I'm at that point too. I'm like, when is this going to happen? When is the ball going to be rolling? The Seven of Pentacles represents someone that's looking at the efforts that they put into their crop. And they're not still doing the work, but they're just sitting there, or they're just like leaning on their hoe and just being like, okay, I did that work and I know that the harvest is going to come. It's inevitable. That harvest always comes. As long as I take good care of the crops, I don't have to sit there and be like, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? I already put the work into it. But it was in reverse when it came out, which means that you got some anxiety related to that, and it makes the time until the harvest come, it makes the time drag out, and it creates unnecessary suffering when you don't have to be experiencing it at all. You don't have to be experiencing the suffering related to the wait to see the harvest come in. The Ace of Pentacles being in reversed is symbolic of pretty much the same thing. It's a concept of a fresh start that you're waiting for, but it's contingent on having the resources. And I also feel like some of you are stressing out about money to the point that you make yourself a little bit sick, and that is not good. I feel like you guys are on the cusp of the manic manifesting, where you're trying to create out of panic, out of fear. And like, that's not really going to get you anything. It's not going to get you anything good. It's not going to get you anything that's going to last. I want this because I'm afraid. I'm going to do this and this and this because I'm afraid. Like, you're calling people and being like, when's my money coming in? And it's like causing unnecessary strain and stress. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some clarification and guidance for how to handle this situation for Cancer for the upcoming week, 1st through the 7th of February. Come on. Smush, 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 smush. Here we go. There we go. Got some flippers. Wow. This is really interesting that you guys are the third people to have the Tower come up. I've had the Tower come up in 3 different ways. But yeah, so there's like this feeling like, why does this always happen to me? It's self-pity, yeah. but with the I feel like with that High Priestess being in reversed in the center, the cards are trying to say, hey, your intuition tells you that everything's okay. And this is really a time for you to meditate and use your energy wisely. Don't focus on the negative. In any situation, we can say, oh, it's just a pile of shit. We can say, like, this is not good, this is not good. In any situation, we can find something wrong with it. And in any situation, we can find the benefit. We can find the beauty of it. So in this situation, There is nothing to be done but wait. And all of your like disaster thinking is not doing you any good at all. And so when that's coming in and you feel desperate and you feel alone and you feel afraid, it's so important for you to come back to knowing that you're always going to be okay. I feel this sense of quiet rushing over me. So when I started pulling the cards, Cancer, it was a sense of panic that I had. Panic transitioned to self-pity. Like, this is always happening to me and I'm so tired of this. And then it transitioned to that dark night of the soul moment when you realize you can't get any lower. And so the only thing to do is just sit in it. It's also the feeling of that crying until you can't cry any more tears. The peace that comes as a result of that. I feel that. I feel that energy strongly right now. But I feel like there's a rebirth that is coming with that Ace of Pentacles being here. I feel strongly that as you spin yourself out with your frustration and your fear, you get to the point where you just worn yourself out till you just can't do anything more. You're just like collapsed in exhaustion. And that's when the universe comes rushing in. That's the crack that happens inside of you that makes the universe go rushing in. That leaves that vulnerability that you can't control, the realization that you cannot control everything that happens to you. And that sometimes you just have to make do with what you got and find happiness and pleasure with what you have at hand and not what you deserve and what's coming to you. That's when the peace comes over you. And you're like, well, nothing to do but sit here and smile. And yeah, I love it. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time for you, Cancer. I'll take that to heart because I have many Cancer placements. Love you, Cancer. Thank you so much for being with me for this reading. I'm going to go ahead and upload it right away so that you guys can have access to it for Monday. And I love you. Mwah. I'll see you later.